Good morning, counselors. Kick off your Crocs and sit back. It's time for the Camp America Rest Hour.
Hello. Welcome back to the podcast.
Another episode.
Actually, this one's a little bit sad, actually.
Yeah, a little bit sad, isn't it? It's
yeah.
the last episode with Joe and Zoe.
Zoe and Joe, yeah. This is the last one we're going to be filming.
Recording.
Oh, I did it again.
We've done, 10 and you still say filming?
On the last one.
No, it's fine.
No, it's fine. Yeah, so why is it the last one?
Because on the 15th of May, what day is it today? The 27th of April.
You'll have already gone. He's speaking to you from beyond. I'll
be at camp when this goes out. And you'll be nearly going, actually.
Yeah, I'll almost be going to camp.
Yeah.
I fly like the 7th of June.
Yeah, so I'll be at camp from the 15th of May.
Yeah,
so I'll be
really exciting.
Listening to this from Beach Lake, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Which camp do you go to, Zoe? One last time.
I go to, I can never say it, Birch Trail Camp for Girls in Wisconsin.
Very nice.
Yeah, where do you go?
I go to Trails End Camp in Pennsylvania.
Exciting.
Yeah, it is exciting.
Are you excited? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's I don't really know what I'm getting myself into for pre-camp, but...
Isn't it your third year?
Yeah, but pre-camp, I've never done that.
Pre-camp.
Yeah, so I get there in the May. Everyone else gets there mid-June.
That's really exciting.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to it, yeah. It's only... We had a meeting, it was 8 Saturdays until camp, until the kids get out, which is insane.
That's insane. It'd be even closer by the time this podcast goes out.
They might already be there.
No, you might already be at camp listening to this.
Yeah, so that's why this is the last one. But you'll still be here.
I'll still be here for a little bit longer. You might hear me on one more episode.
Yeah, hopefully you give me a ring as well.
Yeah, we're hoping to give you a ring from
We'll try
camp.
and sort that out as well. It's also Sam's last one as well.
Yeah, Sam's our producer. Say hi, Sam.
Hi, Sam.
Say bye, Sam.
Bye, Sam.
Perfect. So Sam's going as well.
Yeah, Sam's also
He's
leaving.
going to camp. Me and Sam are leaving the office tomorrow.
Yeah, so we thought we'd end on... I don't know why I said that. We thought we'd end on something a little bit more sentimental, and maybe, as Joe said on the last episode, a bit closer to our hearts. I think you said that before.
I think I said that last time, yeah.
So we're going to talk about today how Camp America and camp has changed our lives.
Yeah.
Because it has, really, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's a bit cringy. We're not very good at... Me and Joe are really bad at talking about our feelings and things like that. So this is going to be an interesting episode.
It's going to be a tough one. We've got an audience there as well.
There's a little audience.
Our manager sat
over there.
Katie, say hello.
I don't know if you heard a flip-flop story on the last episode, but there might be someone in this room who was involved in that story.
And Sam is only 25, so we'll let you imagine who that was.
Yeah.
It wasn't Sam.
So, speaking of emails, we've got some more emails this week. I don't know if you saw our Facebook post, but we asked
Did
you see it?
I saw that.
We asked for some stories about how camp has changed people's lives. And we often hear stories of people comment on things of how they met their partners and stuff. And we really wanted to read some of those out on the podcast today. So I've got a story here, and we genuinely haven't read.
We say this every time,
but
sometimes
we have read them.
We love
but
it.
This
Sorry
time,
to fool
we
everyone.
genuinely haven't read the
before,
stories. So
I haven't read any of them.
I'm excited to know what this person said. So, Camp America most definitely changed my life.
Me too. So
I was at catering college. Me too.
Well, no, you weren't, were you?
No, I just started dreaming. I can't stop now. Sorry, this is why I can't talk about sentimental things. Okay. I was at catering college, and one afternoon noticed a poster on the notice board for Camp America, and my friends who I was with all said, let's apply. So we followed them and did. I went to the interview with the representative of Camp America, who luckily lived 3 streets away, and signed up with him on the spot. So now it's really interesting. I think this story is back from a time where you could just apply online. When I told my friends I was signed up, they said they didn't bother doing it, so pack mentality made me do it, and now I was the only one going. That taught me a valuable life lesson for life, to stick with decisions regardless if others back out.
True.
That's a really good life lesson.
Yeah.
Anyway, I had 5 wonderful summers. I made countless friends who I am still friends with, and visited 28 states of the USA, but Mexico is where I settled. The tennis Mexico.
Fair play.
The tennis professional was from Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. The tennis professional was from Mexico, and he invited me to visit after one summer's camp, and I fell in love.
Aww.
I have been here for over 30 years.
Wow.
Wow.
That's a long time, isn't it?
Oh, that's amazing.
That's older than me and you.
He's older than me, thanks. I have a beautiful Mexican wife, and 2 daughters. The eldest daughter's godfather is the counselor from the camp who invited me down, and now consider him as part of my family.
That is really nice, isn't it? So they've met someone.
So sweet.
And not only have they met in America, but they moved to Mexico.
Yes, and then yes. I don't know what it sounds like that.
That was wicked.
And the guy who he originally went to visit is now the godfather of the daughter.
Isn't it? That's really nice.
That's so sweet. I've got a bit more.
Go on, carry on.
Professionally, I have excelled from the confidence I gained from going to camp, and my life has turned out amazing, all because of a poster at Tech College from Camp America. Camp America has truly been life-changing for me and for hundreds and thousands more. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That was really nice. Stop moving your leg.
Sorry.
That was really nice, actually.
Really it was a really lovely story. I can't imagine meeting someone at camp and being with them 30 years.
Yeah, and then moving to Mexico as well.
And moving to Mexico, wow. It really does show that the extent that camp really can change your life. I know we're going to talk about other things on here, which feels small in comparison to something like that, but it really can be that big of a life changing.
Yeah, it's huge.
You've got another one.
I've
got a feeling it's on a similar theme.
This is a very, very long one. It's a page and a half, so buckle in.
It's okay. I'll get
ready.
Settled down in my sofa.
Yeah. Stop moving your leg as
Grab
well.
a snack.
Yeah, this one's going to be a long one.
Okay.
I've never read this before either. Okay. Dear Camp America. That's a nice start, isn't it? How polite.
Yeah.
Please excuse me if this story sounds rehearsed. I have it down to a couple of minutes since I'm quite regularly asked, so how did you end up over here? This is written like a storybook.
I like this.
I'm excited.
Already.
I was born in England, grew up just outside of Bognor Regis, and in 1991 took a year out after finishing sixth form before I went to uni. I haven't done much in the way of life experiences, and in January I'd heard about Camp America and a job fair at Kensington High Street. It was one of the few snowy days when I went up by train, and you could see the motors shorten out as we went around curves. The train barely made it to London. It was around the time of the first Gulf War, so there was very tight security to get in to meet all these Americans. Once inside, I found a crowd of American camp directors in nice suits.
It's a recruitment fair.
Yeah, it said that in the job fair.
Oh, I didn't know what it was.
Didn't I say I heard about Camp America at a job fair again?
Yeah, job fair. Didn't click on. It's a recruitment fair.
Recruitment fair, job fair, same difference.
In the olden days.
Yeah, in the 90s.
Olden day recruitment fair. Okay.
So they're inside. Found a crowd of American camp directors in nice suits with easels set up next to them with a list of job qualifications, none of which I had. None of them wear suits now. No,
they don't wear suits. They're very casual.
Yeah. Then off in a corner, I saw a camp director with his tie down, jacket off, eating a McDonald's sandwich, while all around him was a group of people about my age all having a good chat. I sidled up and realised what they were saying, that they were counsellors from previous years. Mostly there just to see the camp director, Greg. Should I say his name?
He sounds like a cool guy.
I've said his name.
McDonald's.
Doesn't matter.
Hi, Greg.
Greg saw I was interested and told me to go and have a look at other camps first. His camp was for people with disabilities.
Oh.
You didn't need any special qualifications. It was hard work but incredibly rewarding. We spoke about that the other day.
So he ended up going to this camp?
I'm assuming so. I haven't finished it.
Okay, sorry. Jumping ahead.
I ended up signing up to work in the kitchen that first year.
So
he did. Well done.
I guessed it.
He's very clever. I flew into Boston on Flag Day, and being driven up to Maine, I remember thinking, gosh, these Americans were a patriotic lot. Everyone has flags on their lawns and on houses, utility poles, but the 4th of July is ages away. Should I say the name of the camp?
Yeah, go on.
Pine Tree Camp, where I had signed up, is on North Pond in Rome, Maine. I was going to read it as Romania because it's next to each other.
It's not.
But Rome, Maine, which is a fairly rural state, and it certainly felt isolated. But Greg was right. It was hard work, but very rewarding. And as these things happen, I hooked up with a local lass towards the end of summer. She had worked at the camp for a couple of years and was planning on going on a similar exchange to work in London. My college was, of course, in Plymouth, a 4-hour train journey away. We would see each other regularly, so when her visa ended and she returned home, I decided to commit to making the relationship permanent. I signed up to get back for the second summer, this time as a counsellor, and towards the end of the summer we got engaged.
So they got engaged their second summer at camp?
Yeah, because she came over to the UK.
That's so
she went
sweet.
Back.
Oh,
that's quite nice.
That's really nice. Sorry. Carry on.
We decided to go back to England as an engaged couple, where I'd finished my college. then see what happened from there. See, that doesn't happen now, does it? 'Cause,
No.
Like, at uni, I suppose it's all... This is in the 90s.
So it's three bags. I
different.
feel like people now would just be like, "Oh, I'm going to see what my options are."
Yeah, people are exactly like that, aren't they? 100% right.
Yeah, I'm going to
people
wait
are
and
like
see
that.
what else.
Our trip to the nearest consulate, New York, was interesting. We were basically told that she could not come over as my fiancée, but go away and get married and we will rubber stamp her passport. I don't know what that means, but it sounds cool. Or not. So we did. 1 week later, we were married, which was 32 years ago.
Wow.
That's a long time ago, isn't it? Again, also older than us.
Yeah.
We had 3 boys, and he was a police constable in Kent. When her father fell ill in 1999, we decided to emigrate so she could nurse him back to health. We had a daughter born in 2003, and now work for a local utility company that is committed to volunteering in the community. So once or twice a year, we get a group from work and go help out at Pine Tree Camp.
Oh, so he still goes back.
Last Wednesday, we were there at Pine Tree Camp, getting the picnic tables and benches out of winter storage and painting them, and painting the boating shack. On previous occasions, we have helped build the goat barn, greenhouse, put away kayaks for the winter, clean up cabins, whatever needs doing. Looking back, I can say the Camp America experience was when I found purpose in life. I don't think I would have become a police officer if it wasn't for the qualities I found in myself at camp. I found the people I worked with and the campers truly inspiring. I keep in contact with both campers and fellow counsellors from that time, now with the help of Facebook, and they are a constant source of inspiration.
Oh,
So this man's been through
that's a
everything.
bit emotional.
It's
That's
nice,
such
isn't
a
it?
nice story,
Really
isn't
nice
it?
story, yeah.
Oh, I feel
So-
like as people who are like quite early on in I know he went to camp 2 times and I've been there for 5, but we're still quite early on in our like lives and camp experience. It's like really inspiring listening to these stories of people that have like gone there and like changed the
Changed-
rest of their life. Like,
It's like,
I only
yeah.
think like short term, but these people are like finding their like wives and husbands and
yeah,
having
like,
kids
having
and
kids
like
and like moving over there fully and like, isn't it wild? He went in the 90s and he's still helping out now.
yeah, and still going to camp. I'd like to think that I will still be involved in camp in some way.
Yeah, it'd be quite nice to be like
Yeah.
part of the community.
Like
for a
if I
long
had a
time.
daughter, she could be a counsellor at the
Yeah.
same camp I went to.
That's like, you hear all stories like that. Like a girl at my camp, her dad was a football specialist at camp.
At your camp?
Yeah, and then someone else who got hired at the fair,
Yeah.
she was like telling her uncle about it or something, and she went, "Oh, I'm going to Trails End," and he went, "Oh, that's where I went."
Oh,
And it
it's
was,
so
like,
cute.
Wild.
I've
Out of all the
got a
camps,
story
you got
on
another
email
one?
that is like along the lines of
Go
this.
on.
I've actually read this because it's someone I know. And this is a more recent story. So she's a similar age to us.
Okay.
And her mum went through one of our Camp America programs. So my mum did Camp Companion. If you don't know, that's another Camp America program. And the family she was staying with had a holiday house in Cape Cod. My mum spoke about it all the time, and I've seen all the pictures. When I was there, me and my friend decided to hire bikes whilst we were staying there and rode to the same ice cream shop. It was literally amazing, and according to my mum, it looks exactly the same as it did in 1996. Oh, and this was where we found out the Queen had died too. Whoa, that's just randomly on the end of the email. You can tell we haven't read these
We're not
before.
laughing about the fact the
Um,
Queen died, God rest her soul. We're laughing about the fact that was just thrown in there casually.
And then it says, I've attached the pictures, not of the Queen,
Oh, God.
of me at the ice cream shop and the ones of me and my mum at the house in Cape Cod.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
Wow, it looks exactly the
so
same,
that's,
doesn't it?
sorry, we're laughing. So that's the picture of it back then, and then
that's
this
the
is
one
the
of it.
picture of her outside it
Oh.
now. It literally looks exactly the same. I know you can't see it, but it looks exactly the
does.
same. So
So
yeah.
I guess they were visiting Cape Cod
Yeah,
after camp.
and her mum had also been there, and then
No way.
they went to the same ice cream shop.
America doesn't really change, does it? Like, it sounds really stupid.
How do you know that America has not really changed?
Just no, don't know.
Where
Based
are
on
you
those two
getting that
pictures.
fact from?
No, but like in like little towns and stuff like that, there's like things that like are still the same.
Oh
as
my
they were.
gosh, yeah, the
You literally
town.
spoke about Radiator Springs last time, and that was like years ago.
Yeah, but towns are the
Towns stay
same. I will give you that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And camp doesn't change either.
No, my dad also worked at summer camp in
Did he?
America.
Do you
Yeah,
know which one?
no.
Good. Your brother
My
did. Your
my
whole
brother
family
also
did.
worked
Did
at
your mum?
summer camp. No, my mum didn't do camp. She's not really camping.
Cool. Yeah, my
but
sister did camp.
Your sister did camp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sam's done camp. Everyone's done camp.
So it's really like affects everyone around us.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really weird. Oops.
I've just hit my microphone.
Yeah, someone's
I'm
face.
getting glared at by Sam. It's okay. It's his last day, so he can't kill me.
Can't kill you.
Yeah,
Well, that like leads on
us
nicely,
yeah.
because obviously, like post camp travel, you travel with friends and stuff like that. But like, the friends you make at camp are
They're
different level of friendship, aren't they?
They're like no other friends you'll ever have in your whole life. Like the bonds you make there are so much stronger because you're spending so much time with these people.
You're going through stuff with them as well. Like sounds really stupid because it's only like camp things, but like
it's hard to explain if you've never been there.
Yeah, you're going through a lot with these people.
You are like you're working together. You're going through conflict resolution every day. You're going through all these things and these emotions. Like the highs at camp are so high and the lows at camp are so low.
That's why you've got these.
And the only people you have are those people around you.
Yeah, and it is weird living and working with someone. And then like all your free time, you're with them as well. It's like you don't really like you live with them, then you like in quotes work with them, but then you, on your day off you're with them, and when you're on like off in the evenings you're with them, and like you don't really ever leave them, do you?
No, I would say that my friends from camp are some of the closest friends in my life now.
Too. Like
they're the people I call when it's like real meltdown.
Yeah, I talk to my camp friends more than I talk to my other friends.
Yeah,
like it's just insane. Like I took one of my friends from my old job. I took him to camp last year with me. And like we were close friends then.
Yeah.
Like you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But no, like, we're best friends
Hi,
now.
for listening.
Hello, he probably won't be, but like we're best friends. Like,
yeah.
And like we're traveling together after camp, and then we're moving away like to Australia.
That's another thing the friends we've made. I mean, from personal experience, both our friends are from all over the world as well. Like you're saying, you're moving to the other side
Australia,
of the world.
Like all of Europe as well. You don't even like realize, do you? Like America, like Mexico, South America, they're from all over the place.
Like I've learned so much about other cultures.
Not just the American culture.
It makes the world seem so much smaller, because like the world seemed so big before. It was like, oh, I was just in this little town, in this little village, and everything seemed so far away. But going to camp, I was with all these people from all these different places, and it just kind of brought the world together.
It just opens up so many doors as well, doesn't it? Like
everything made so much more sense.
So that's just in terms of in camp as well. Like the skills you learn in camp are just like
the skills you learn are like you don't even realize you're learning those skills when you're at camp. Like
no, you
there's
don't
so many skills. Like what do you
like
think?
my confidence? Like, I was confident anyway, but like my confidence has skyrocketed like since camp, because you just have to force yourself to do all these like these things. Do you know what I mean? Like you have to stand up in front of the stage and do all these different things in front of people, and like you have to talk to big groups of kids and like like not all the time, but like it's those little things. Like for me personally, like my confidence has really gone through the roof. What about yourself?
Do you know what I think with the confidence thing is also not just my confidence of standing in front of other people, but like you were touching on then, like my confidence within myself of like how I look and like not caring what people think about me. Because before I went to camp, like I was one of those girls like cared a little bit about what everyone's opinions were. I was always a bit like well put together, and like I went to camp and
now
I was
look
like
at the state of you.
I'm sat here literally like my hood up. Like it's like now I just like I really don't care about things that don't matter anymore. And camp,
I think that camp
really instilled that in me.
Like,
I'm so much more of a confident person. People are always like, how do you act like that? How do you not care what people think? And it's just the camp thing.
I
there's
think
something about
everyone
camp.
you know from camp, like all my friends from camp, just aren't bothered about other people's opinions on them.
I think once I dressed up as a purple crayon in front of the whole of camp, it really changed my life for me.
I think you do some really embarrassing things at camp.
You do some embarrassing things, and you learn that it's all right to just embarrass yourself sometimes. And you're gonna have more fun. I
think that's another thing I learned, was just to enjoy myself a lot more. Because I'm not a very serious person anyway. Neither are you.
No, as you can tell.
At camp, you kind of have to. There are situations where you have to be serious. But I think I've learned to just enjoy it a little bit more, like, and try not to worry about the future.
You go back to being a kid.
Yeah, like
there's no worries.
There's no point in worrying about things that haven't happened.
Yeah.
Because what's the
point?
Exactly.
You can't change it.
No, and there's no point in thinking about but what if. You can't change it. So just try and enjoy it.
No, I definitely
take everything with a pinch of salt. What people say to you as well.
Yeah.
Especially kids, like you build thick skin. They say everything.
Oh yeah, kids are honest. Kids are brutally honest, and
Katie's
I think
shaking her head.
Katie's got kids, so she knows. Like they just they'll just say things, and you'll just.
You have to bite your tongue. Yeah, fair enough.
But it's like funny. You almost need a kid to sometimes be like, "Why are you straightening your hair at camp?" For you to turn around and go, "Why am I straightening my hair?" Like nobody cares.
Yeah, the best thing. Someone can't. Have I told you this story? Really made me laugh. He was one of my kids from 2019. He was like older now. He's about 13, 14.
Yeah.
He comes up to me and goes, "I really like what you're wearing." He goes, but that tash has got to go like this.
Well, you've still got it, so you obviously didn't care.
I didn't care, exactly. I didn't listen to him. But he was really funny. Really nice kid.
That is really funny. Something else I wanted to touch on with skills. I think we've gone straight in with the deep ones there,
Yeah.
but also just life skills, like if you're going to get a different career after camp, like things like leadership and
Yes.
teamwork. And I touched on like conflict, like resolution is a huge one at camp.
Yeah,
Like you
huge.
really learn how to work with other people. And there were so many skills that I've now been able to put on my CV that have like projected my career.
I think not even like the skills themselves, but just the fact that you've been to camp.
Also the fact you've just been to
People
camp.
know what it is. They know what you're getting.
Yeah.
So that was how I got my last job at Go 8.
Yeah, we both ended
worked
up
at
working
Go
at Go 8. Shout out to Go 8.
He was like, "Oh, I know what sort of person you're going to be because you've done camp.
Because you've done
been to camp.
You're going to be independent, you know.
Yeah, you're going to be able to look after yourself.
and
look
other
after other
people.
people. Act in situations that you don't know left or right. Do you know what I mean? Like there's no set answer. Like make things up as you go.
Yeah.
So but he'd done camp. That's why he hired me.
Yeah, so many people have done camp.
Yeah.
Like you'll be surprised that I've sat in so many like job interviews or rooms and I've gone, oh, I've done Camp America and just mentioned it, and they're like, oh, so and so did that, I did that.
Everyone
and it's
knows someone that's done that.
Everyone knows, and it's such like a small world, like camp community. Like everyone knows somebody who's done it.
Even the skills that you learn in, say you're a specialist.
Yeah.
The skills you learn from doing that over and over and over again really help in the future, because obviously I was photography.
Yeah.
I'd rarely done photography before camp. Sarah, if you're listening, I had done loads. But like I didn't really know that much about it.
Yeah.
Went to camp, was obviously doing it every single day.
Yeah.
And then at this job, like part of my job was taking pictures at the fairs and like stuff like that, and it's like it has like boosted my actual like skills in that way as well. Do you know what I mean? Like
yeah, like I did climbing. And like I was an alright climber, but it wasn't the best. And I got qualifications.
Yeah,
like,
and you get better.
They literally like qualified me
Qualifies you.
in like climbing. So like
same in,
come
like,
away with things.
Yeah, and like if you're a lifeguard,
you'll get
get
your lifeguard qualification.
Then you come over here and you're looking for a job and you go, well, I've done lifeguarding for 3 months over the summer. Like,
yeah,
should I go for that? Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, there's so many skills.
so many
like
skills.
the list is honestly endless. What you come away from camp, and it's all individual as well. Like everyone takes something different away from working
it's
at
not going to
summer
be a
camp.
universal experience, is it?
No, and that's what's like so great about it. And it's really fun seeing those changes in your friends as well. Like for me, my closest friends at camp came my second year I was there. So I'd already been there a year. So I'd already been through this like life-changing experience that you have at camp. And they came and they were me that I was at the start of my first year, and I got to go through that with them and like watch them go through that as well. And now with it being my 5th year and me supporting other staff at camp, it's like I'm in this really privileged position, and also working at Camp America, we're in a really privileged position that we get to help other people go on this journey. And it's so like heartwarming watching someone like you see them at a recruitment fair and they're so nervous, and then we see them a year later and their whole life has changed.
Do you know what I love so we do a lot of freshers events and stuff.
Yeah.
When you see someone, they remember, like I've had a few people come up to me, if you're listening, hello Cardiff and Swansea. They're the two in particular, but they came up to me at the fair and they've met me at the freshers fair, and we meet hundreds of people. I don't even remember talking to these people, do you know what I mean? Like, then she comes up to me, or they both came up to me and was like, oh, you're the reason why we're here. Like, so I got one person at the fair, and she asked me for a piece of advice at the freshers fair in Cardiff.
Yeah.
I'm gonna swear, Sam, so get ready for this. And she went, what's one piece of advice you should give me? I went, f it, just do it.
Yeah.
And then she did it, and now she's going to camp like in June.
It's crazy.
And it's so exciting to see her
so exciting.
Progression from like she was oh, I don't know if I'm gonna do it. Like, I'm not really sure what I'm thinking about. I've got all this stuff to do, all uni and things like this, so I just went, just do it.
Do you know what that is?
Now she is.
That's a camp thing as well. Like I think majority of people who go to camp learn about it through word of mouth, and that's what's so almost inspiring about it. It's like a generational thing. It's like we tell the next generation, and then they tell the next generation. Like these stories and these emails we've read are like our parents and our aunties and our teachers and our role models growing up, and they tell us about camp. And now we're in this privileged position again that we're like those people now that we're telling the next people, and then they'll go on and tell the next people, and like it's just going on and on and on. That camp is just like changing lives, and it's incredible, it's so incredible. Like I love being a part of it. Like
especially like being in this opportunity to work in the office, like you really do get to like meet a lot of people, and we get to hear the stories. Like there's hundreds of stories that we've read that we've not read out loud, but we've got them in the emails, and it's even still, we like reading them and we're going, wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Like these have changed lives, and that's part of our doing, which is quite
Yeah.
nice, really, isn't it?
That's amazing. I feel like I wanted to ask you, rounding up, like
Rounding
we've
up,
talked about
okay.
all these skills and like things we've learned, but like what would you say that like camp means to you? Like what is camp to you? Because I think it means something different to everyone.
It's everything, isn't it? Because it's sort of like my thing. Do you know what I mean? Like I find it like I'm quite protective over it because they've allowed me to sort of go there and be part of this big community. And I think in my camp particularly, it's sort of like it's been going since the 40s, right?
Yeah.
And it is run by the same family sort of thing, like, and then for them to accept me in it, not only accept me but like give me the opportunity to be like in charge as well. I'm a leadership team. I've never had that before.
Yeah.
I've never been sort of like the one who gets everything like going for them, but it's nice at this place that I have been.
Yeah.
And it's like
they see something in you.
Yeah, and they've given me the opportunity to just be, which is nice. What about you?
It's so nice.
What does camp mean to you, Zoe?
Again, like it sounds cringe, but like everything. No,
it does. But
no, to me, like camp, I feel like I'm doing something important in the world. Like it kind of gave me a bit of purpose. Like I think I was one of those people that didn't really know what I was always doing. Could have ended up doing something here or there.
Yeah.
Could have ended up in this place, that place. And I think when I found camp was when I was at university, which was the time in my life when I really didn't know what I was doing, and I didn't want to go back home, and especially for my summer, and it just gave me this like purpose, and I just felt like I was making a real difference on these people's lives, and a lot of the kids I saw myself in, like, because my camp's like quite an outdoorsy camp, and I think being in the outdoors is something that's impacted my whole life. So being able to create that impact on these young girls' lives and like inspire them to be in the outdoors was just like, I just really felt like I was just doing something so important with my life. And I think that's why I keep going back. And I think a lot of people don't really get it. Like my parents and people, like, you can't really get it if you haven't been there. But yeah, I think it was
it's
just
more, generally it's more than the job.
It is.
I think it's more than the job, which I think we obviously try and like tell people it is a job, but at the end of the day, it is more than the job. It is. You're going there, you're meeting these people that are going to affect your life forever. They're going to change your life forever. Whether that's the kids, the counsellors, the leadership staff, anyone. Yeah. And I think a lot of people forget that, and like they go for their own benefit, but then you end up
making a difference on other people's lives as well. Yeah. I think another thing for me was, I think a lot of people experience this as also that escapism from the real world, and like at home, like, you know, when you first go, you might be 18, you're almost still a teenager, and you have all those like problems that like, oh, so and so hasn't texted me back, does this boy fancy me, like you've got your parents are a bit annoying at that age, like you know what, you're just like, everyone's always nagging you all the time, like what you're gonna do when you leave uni, you're gonna get a job, you're gonna get a house, so and so's married, like it's just so much stuff, and then you go to camp and it just disappears, and it's just like a breath of fresh air, and like you just have this like escapism for like 6 weeks. You don't have to think about anything else. I think that's definitely one of the things for me as well. I went in second year of uni, and it's sort of like in that weird thing between you've done the year of uni, 2 years of uni, and then you've got your dissertation to write, and you've got to think about the future and all that. Future's scary. And I was just like, I don't know what, I'm just going to go away for a bit. Just get out, and it's a safe way to do it as well. It's a safe way to travel. So. And then did you come back and feel like everything felt a bit more clear? Because I feel like when I come back from camp, I almost, that sense of purpose carries on then into my life, where it's like I don't worry about the small things, and I come back and I feel a bit more direction, and like I think I've learnt things that I enjoy, and I've gone into my career because of things I found at camp. See, I came back more confused. Oh, really? Because I went, loved it, and then was like, but I'm never going to be able to go again. Oh, that's the biggest fear. Because obviously I was like graduating, I was like, I don't know what I'm going to be doing. And I, in a weird sort of way, I'm kind of lucky that COVID happened when it did, because then you could go back. I had to wait, obviously, but like I knew I wanted to go back, so I found things that I could do to pass the time. So I like passed time. I was going to say, so I did a master's to pass the time. Like, so you could go back to camp. Yeah, no, I did. That's one of the only reasons I did. So many of us who do that. But then I got a part-time job, like working at CoApe, and it was obviously I couldn't go back that summer, but then I went back, and then I found a job in the office here, and it's a seasonal role. So it's like, I've had that opportunity twice now to work a 9 to 5, get experience in a job like this, go away to camp, come back, and then I'm going away, and then
moving on, traveling. So
Wow.
it really has like I suppose now it's made things more clear. But when I first came back, I
You
was
didn't
like
really know.
question marks everywhere.
I think it's that I get like a feeling in like the pit of my stomach when I come back from camp. It's like that was the best thing ever, and
Yeah.
I just want to experience it again. Like right now, I don't even know how I'll be able to stop going back to camp.
Yeah.
I
Hopefully
can't imagine stopping going back to camp. And this
We'll
is
be-
my
yeah.
last summer, but I can't even start to think about it because I can't imagine
You
a
don't wanna
summer
close that
where I
door just
won't
yet.
be there. Yeah.
Speaking
Aw.
of closing doors, we're about to
Close this door.
close the door on this podcast. We're going to say goodbye for one
Yeah.
last time.
I feel emotional. I actually feel like I'm
Yeah.
gonna cry.
It's been quite good fun. It's been really
I'm trying
good fun,
not to
isn't it?
cry.
We'll you'll have to ring me when I'm at camp.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's crying. And for one last time, thanks for listening to the Camp America Rest Hour podcast. Goodbye.
Bye.